we are seeing the police departments really, they're tired of being mistreated. One of the guys said that they felt like those people that came from Vietnam, they were not respected anymore.
Right.
What is happening internally in the police departments right now that you're hearing? Because you're also associated with police departments all across America. You help to train our police departments. People are calling to reform the police departments. I think we all can agree that there needs to be change in some way.
Sure.
But at the same time, what is going through their minds of the police departments? I think we forget that they're fathers, they're husbands, they're part of our community, and it seems like the moment they put that uniform on, they are looked at as the enemy. What is going on in the minds of the police officers today?
Sure. Look, let's get right to the point we're even here. After the killing of the suspect in Minnesota, and look, there's not a cop out there that would condone the actions of those officers. None, zero. And here's the thing, that they're talking about, the system's broke, we need to fix it. No, the system's working. They were arrested. They will go to court. They will go to trial. The system's not broke. It's working. It's an unfortunate situation that happened. But look, here's what's happening in the police department now, because the guilt, this white guilt is so incredible right now. And there are people that are taking advantage of this, and they are just working it to get at everything they possibly can. So law enforcement, what they're doing, what used to be our fear was, or our worries were, when I leave, I get dressed to go to work, am I going to make it back home? I want to make it back home in one piece. That's your thought process, right? Today, that's just magnified. But now I hope I don't get arrested. I hope I don't have to take some kind of action because I'm forced to take it. Because resistance today is it's uncontrolled. People are empowered to resist the police today. Instantly. It blows my mind. You hear people talk, well, I'm afraid to leave my house because the police are hunting us down and killing us. Really? You're afraid to leave your house? You're afraid to go to schools because the police are hunting down and killing you. But then when the police are involved in a situation, or you're involved with the police, the first thing you do is get up in their face, cuss them out, and resist.
Yes.
It's incredible. So what law enforcement is looking at now, they're facing resistance like never before. How do you, look, in order for us to do our job, there's a couple things we have to do. The first thing we need to do is we have to gain and maintain control of a scene before we can investigate and get to the bottom or solve problems of whatever it is that we're called there for, or whatever problems are going on. We have to gain and maintain control of that scene in order to allow us to investigate it. Well, when we're getting on the scene, we can't even gain control to investigate. So what do they expect us to do? Just leave? I mean, it's absolutely crazy. And so police officers today, they're going out to calls. They're responding to calls, and I know they're worried, like, oh, I hope I don't have to use force. I submit to you this. Look at the shooting in Atlanta, where the suspect that resisted arrest grabbed the officer's taser, pointed it, and the officer had to shoot. Look at that video closely. When they were on the ground fighting or wrestling around, right? One officer is up behind him, and he almost puts his arm around his neck to get control of him. And you can almost see, as I'm watching the video, I can almost see him thinking, oh, I can't do that. And then he doesn't, and he tries to grab his shoulders and do whatever to control. That's when the guy gets the other officer's taser, and he gets shot as a result.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Police officers today, they're going on duty thinking, I hope I don't have to use force, because they are getting no backing from the mayors, the prosecutors. And when I say this, I'm talking about cities where the left rule. Yes. Cities where the left rules. This is where it's all happening. It's not happening in the rural areas. It's not happening in small communities. It's happening in these big cities where the left has had control for some time. And the prosecutors, it's all politically connected some way, some form, some fashion. The prosecutors are going after police officers that are using justifiable force. They don't make this stuff up. This stuff has happened and came about through time. Listen, here's how police officers and the laws that have been passed, this is how we've learned through time. Two things, color. And I'm not talking about black and white. I'm talking about red and green. When police officers lose their lives, when civilians lose their lives, and we lose blood, we get injured, we learn tactics. Police officers have died doing this. Oh, we got to learn tactics to keep that from happening. Civilians have died during this. We got to learn tactics to prevent that from happening. So blood is one way we learn tactics, we learn things to do. The other way is green, money. When law enforcement does something wrong, we get sued. And when we get sued, we figure, okay, listen, this isn't good, this isn't right, so let's figure out another way to do this to prevent us from being sued. So this is how we've learned through time is injury and money.
Wow.
Unbelievable.